Does Jebediah still have what it takes in the new age, or will this record be another album that just flies us by? Hi people, and hello my Chili Con Carnage crew. I'm Chili here, the man who produces Iron From My Eyes, doing a 5-minute review on Jebediah's newest album, Oiks? I don't know, but who the hell names their album this? It does look like a typo that eventually made its way into the album cover. An interesting choice, but given their equally unusual inclusion to have this artwork, I guess it really should have been expected. Jebediah are a band from Perth that broke out during the 90s when the Australian rock scene exploded, and they had a hit with the song Leaving Home, which brought them fame. Now this album is the band's 5th record, and is their first in 13 years. My initial playthrough of this album was with a pleased smirk, like catching up and hearing from someone I haven't heard from in ages. While the music on offer isn't quite the same as their earlier and more brash sound, they certainly haven't forgotten their roots on certain tracks found on this album, despite showing efforts they have indeed evolved over time. Recordings for this album began back in 2018, but for some reason there was a delay which left the band unable to finish recording until 2022. Jeez, I wonder what caused that. So here we are, and of course, was it worth the wait? For my initial playthrough, I was left pleasantly surprised, which is quite a feat because I never really listened to any of Jebediah's albums in full, outside of a few singles of course. I guess I didn't know what to quite expect, and to be honest, this really helped me when I was listening to the album. Bad For You may seem like a very weird choice as the opening song for this album. It's a slow-paced tune that certainly doesn't contain much energy, unlike a few other songs found later on in this record. Instead, it feels like we are currently coasting in neutral, just awaiting for something to happen. But I'm enjoying this ride. I was a bit hesitant though, because if the entire album was going to sound like this, it was going to be an extremely dull affair. But my mind was put at ease as soon as the second track, Gum Up the Bearings, rang through my speakers. I'm not quite sure how this album sits with long-term fans of the band, and comment below and tell me please, but I'm guessing that they are enjoying this. I would be curious to hear from the fans of course, because I certainly am enjoying it, and I'm certainly not a long-term fan of Jebediah. Another thing that caught me off guard throughout the album's runtime was the vast and different sounds they tried to emulate and successfully capture, because it's almost like the Naughty's garage rock ensemble then revisited, and it is a treat to be going down this nostalgia trip. The band emulate many sounds from their contemporary acts from the Naughties, such as the Vines, but they never lose sight of their own tone throughout any of these songs. It's a thing of beauty to hear and of course acknowledge these influences into their music. It's truly like being on a trip going and listening to this album, and it is certainly a massive effort. I enjoyed it so much because I just didn't know what to expect, and I was blown away by every corner. I had no real expectations leading into the record, and that's really the perfect way to view an album, and this album has just the right vibe.
It's the vibe.
Overall, I'll give this album a score of 7 million chilies on the spicy scale, with my favourite tracks being I Wanna Get Out, Bad For You, and The Slip. This band truly deserves more attention. I feel they got a chance to shine back in the day, and for whatever reason they fell wayside, possibly for being a bit late to the scene. But they have some great music to discover, and this album is one that you can certainly venture into. So go out and listen to it now. If you've enjoyed this content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to us, and stay notified for future music related content, because it keeps our manager happy at the end of the day. We are also on Discord, Instagram, Facebook, and all those other social platforms if you want to check us out. As always people, you have a great day and stay spicy.